everyone, my name is Loco, and with the new expansion for Hearthstone being released, Curse of Naxxramas, there's a couple of decks that will change quite significantly. Now currently, there's only the very first wing that is out of the 5 wings that will get released in this expansion, but the also popular Zoolock deck has already made a couple of big changes. So right now, this is the new Zoolock deck. There is a couple of changes compared to the old Zoolock deck, and this is only with the very first wing that has been released, so there's only a couple of new cards in the actual game. Now, the new cards that we are using in this deck is going to be the Nerubian Egg, as well as the Haunted Creeper. So let's first have a look at the 2 cards. So if you take a look at the Haunted Creeper, a very pretty card. The death rattle is summon 2 1/1 spectral spiders. Now this is very useful, especially considering a lot of people right now on the ladder are running Zoolock decks, meaning that there's gonna be Argent Squires and everything running around, and Haunted Creeper is pretty much one of the best 2 mana drops in the entire game. Now same goes for the other one, Nerubian Egg. Nerubian Egg is a bit of a different card, it's a bit wonky, but basically it's a 0/2 attack card, or a 0 attack card with 2 health, and once it dies, you summon a 4/4 Nerubian. Now the 4/4 Nerubian is obviously exactly what we're looking for, but nobody's really gonna attack the Nerubian Egg, right? What this card is so good at is basically making sure that your opponent doesn't play AoE spells, first of all, so there's gonna be a very few amount of people that are actually gonna play swipes and blizzards and whatnot versus Nerubian Egg. And also, you can buff it up still with the Abusive Sergeant, for example, or even a Shattered Sun Cleric, as well as a Dark Iron Dwarf, as well as a Defender of Argus. So, the Zoolock deck gives us a couple of ways to buff up the Nerubian Egg, and therefore it will be extremely useful in most Zoolock decks. So, these are the couple of changes that are made. Now, the cards that are removed are going to be the Young Priestess. The Young Priestess used to be in here, and she is no longer. I mean, she might come back at some point when people have decided exactly what they're gonna be doing after all the 5 wings have been released. However, the other card that has also been released, or removed rather, is the Shield Bearer, and the Shield Bearer has been replaced by the Haunted Creeper. Now obviously Shield Bearer was a good card, but it's one of these cards that is sort of double in combination with the Voidwalker. So I will make sure that all cards will be in the description below, right below that like button, so you don't actually have to write them down right now or whatever. But let's jump into some actual gameplay so I can show you how this Naxxramas Zoolock deck works. And not surprising, my opponent is also going to be a Warlock, so there's like a 90% chance right now that my opponent is playing Zoolock as well. I wouldn't be too surprised. And now normally in Zoo, you don't really keep any 2-drops, but I've found out so far, like the 10 games or so that I've played with this deck, that the Haunted Creeper is one of the best 2-drops in the entire game. Now normally in Zoo, you don't actually keep the 2-drops, because you only really want to get the 1-drops, but this one is so solid that it's really silly to not, it's really silly to not keep it. So I had 2 right there in my hand. This is a bit much. Do want a couple of 1-drops, and looks like my opponent is indeed also playing Zoo, so hopefully I will be able to show you some actual good games, right? I'm gonna save my coin right now. Might have to coin out the Elven Archer next turn, but for now it's fine. For now it's fine. Now I wonder if he's running the exact same version of the deck. I wouldn't be surprised. There's a couple of variants between like 1 or 2 minions, but it's really not that big, and it looks like he might be playing the exact same deck so far. So I'm gonna have to kill that minion for sure. Do I coin out the Haunted Creeper as well? I don't have a 3 mana drop, so it's gonna be a bit wonky. But I do want to have it. Yeah, I do want to have some extra board presence. That's the one thing with Zoo. Once you actually start losing control in Zoo v Zoo, you just sort of lose the game, and that's like the worst that can happen, right? So once again, the Haunted Creeper, what happens is that when it dies, it will summon 2 1/1 spectral spiders, efficiently making this a 3/4 mana card, or a 3/4 minion for 2 mana, right? So it's one of the most solid cards ever, and he is indeed playing a very similar setup, it looks like. Ooh, nice. So do I kill it? That's the real question. Well, he's gonna kill my Abusive Sergeant no matter what if I play it right here, right? So wait, I actually should have probably played the Knife Juggler now I think about it a little bit better. This is kind of a misplay by me, but whatever. If I kill it, I'm gonna be left with a 1/1 Haunted Creeper, and I'm gonna be left with a 2/1 Abusive Sergeant. He's gonna be left with 2 1/1s. I think I'd rather face him right here, just to get some extra damage on the board. If he plays a big minion next turn, I can also Dark Iron Dwarf it. So if it's something with like 3 mana or with 3 life, I can do that. There we go, the Harvest Golem. Alright. So I'm gonna play the Dark Iron Dwarf right here. Buff that up, hit that thing in the face. And this will give me a pretty good board dominance so far. If he doesn't decide to trade that Golem right there on the right, it's going to be cleaned up by my own minions, by my own little spiders. So we should be good. Oh wow, he's actually going for his own Dark Iron Dwarf right there. Question is, do we play the Doomguard? If he has a Soulfire in hand, it would be very wasted. Do I play it right here or do I not? That's the real question. I could also play Knife Juggler Harvest Golem. I could also play Knife Juggler Life Tap Flame Imp. But I don't really want to life tap right here. Alright, we'll do it like this. We'll do it like this. The next turn we can play Dark Iron Dwarf Flame Imp. I think it's gonna be better. Hit him once, please. Wrong target, sir. Wrong target. But it's okay. It's okay. So it looks like my opponent is playing the exact same deck right now. Which is not too surprising, like I said, because pretty much all players right now are playing it. Then the Nerubian Egg comes in. Defender of Argus? Oh no. Yeah, that's too bad right there. Yeah, it's not ideal. It's not ideal, for sure. I have 7 mana next turn. Meaning that I'm pretty much gonna have to play the Dark Iron Dwarf right here. Don't really have much other options. Do I though? No, I don't play it here. Do I rather play the Doomguard here? Alright, I'll play the Doomguard. Who do I clean up though? Who has more value here? Let's do it like this. So he's basically forced to waste all of his minions on killing my Doomguard right now. Gotta hit him once in the face, and what will likely happen is that he's gonna trade all his minions with my Doomguard right here, or at least the 4/4 Nerubian will come out obviously, but at that point that should already be pretty good, I think. It's a bit tricky to say, So these are the kind of matchups that you can expect quite a lot right now on the ladder, at least from rank 10 and below. You see the Zoolock deck quite a little bit. The other decks that are quite popular, it seems like, are people messing around a lot with druids and whatnot, which is quite interesting. What was that for? Oh wow, oh okay, he's gonna do it like that. He's playing his own Doomguard. I'd like a Soulfire, please. That's not a Soulfire. Doesn't even look like it. Not ideal. So he's gonna be able to clean that up as well. How much damage can he do? He can deal 7 damage, or 8 damage right here, which is not that much. Knife Juggler coming out, what is that? An Argent Squire. Let's not hit that. No, not that. The Knife Juggle. And I took Hellfire out of the deck, which is something I used to be running quite a bit. Okay, so we do have it right here. I guess I pretty much have to, right? It's not ideal because it's only 1 health, but... Oh god, there's gonna be a 4 for Nerubian next turn. Which means... It's gonna be able to clean it up as well. Yeah, this is going to be very difficult to do anything with, but I kinda have to right here. I think this might be a loss, to be honest. It's gonna be quite a bit of luck for me to come back into this one. I would have to draw my other Soulfire as well as my other Doomguard without discarding one or the other. In order for this one to come back, I think. Yeah, so that the 4 for Nerubian spawns. And the Defender of Argus. I think that is pretty much the nail in the coffin right here. I don't think I actually like that too much. I think he would have rather put it in between those two. Well. I think that is pretty much going to be game, yeah. So, even though I made a couple of misplays in this game, I think it is a pretty good example on how the Zoolock deck with the Naxxramas cards plays out. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you let me know by hitting that like button below. And if you really enjoyed it and you want to see more Naxxramas content, make sure you hit that subscribe button because you will be the very first one to get a notification as soon as I upload new videos. Now, as always, I left the actual deck list right below that like button in the description as well. So if you actually want to give this deck a try, which I would highly recommend you do because it's a lot of fun, you can check it out right there. I want to thank you guys all for watching. Have an amazing day. Do not forget to smile and I will see you again in the next video. Bye!